Complex.
Jay Brooks in the Morning Rush.
7:37 Tuesday morning, which means, well, this time of the day, we always take a little break and talk about the Iowa DOT and what's going on with that. And boy, I tell you what, have you guys been busy at the shop here, Pete, or what? I mean, you had sunshine on Saturday, snowing like crazy on Sunday, and now we're just rain.
I was just going to say, do you want to talk about snow removal and road treatment first or road construction first? Because they're both happening right now.
Right. How does that happen? I mean, you ever had that situation before?
Do you remember several times, I think the last few years, I've told you that we are very hesitant about getting too much traffic control out on the roads in March because it's March in Iowa?
Right.
Here's why.
But man, I mean, were they out busy on Sunday doing the main highways and interstates and everything?
Yep, they were out, I guess, early morning Sunday and throughout a good part of the day Sunday. And I just talked to our shop supervisor in Mason City right before we went on, and I'm watching the trucks head out on the road right now as well. They're going out to pre-treat some of the areas, like the shaded areas, the bridges and things like that. Just be ready to see what we do get today, and then they'll come in, and then if it starts snowing and covering up, they'll be back out and cleaning the roads off as well. And I know they're doing it in the western part of our district too, in the Algona, Sway City, Garner area. They're out. So, yep, they're out, and hopefully for the last time this year.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I know they're getting it just bombarded up north of Minneapolis. From what I've heard, they got like 8 inches up there.
Yeah, I don't know their totals, but I've got some friends up there, and I've seen some pictures, and yeah, they got a lot of snow.
Right. So somebody asked me, Pete, over the weekend, they say, hey, next time you talk to Pete, ask him, because of the weather this winter has been strange, and we haven't had a whole lot of snow for road crews to go out. So what does that do to your budget?
It definitely helps, like the salt budget and things like that. It definitely helps.
Yeah.
But the bizarre part is a lot of these storms that have hit overnights or on the weekends, and then that's when you get into overtime. So things kind of offset. But don't get me wrong. Yes, it has been a mild winter, and yes, that has definitely helped the salt removal, that type of budget. But there are other expenses. But again, in the long run, yes, things are much better than normal.
So do you go into this year, and still ask for the same amount of money in the budget?
That's a decision that's made way above my head, Jay.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're not talking to the decision maker. Okay. All right.
No, that's made down in our central complex in Ames.
So the road construction, though, on hold probably the last couple of days, or at least since the weekend.
Yeah, we've obviously not been able to get out. There are some projects that are going to be starting up this week or shortly thereafter. On the west side of Garner, we're going to be doing some bridge approach replacements, and that's, like I mentioned before, the concrete on either side of the bridge. That's double reinforced concrete to try to make sure that we don't have the bump on the bridge that you do get almost no matter what you do, but this will help it be not quite as bad.
Yeah, that's irritating.
Yeah, one of the reasons that is when you build a bridge and you build the piers and then the abutments, what the ends of the bridge sit on, they sit on pile that's driven down into bedrock. So that doesn't move. But then you've got the connecting highway to the bridge that's sitting on ground, and we know what frost and everything does to everything. So no matter what you do, and like I said, we do double reinforced concrete. We put notches on the abutment so the concrete sits on that, and you still get a little bit of a bump. So we're out replacing those to hopefully make that a little bit better on that part of the highway, and that should be going later this week again, depending on the weather. So there'll be temporary traffic lights out there letting people through the project. Probably, hopefully, April 8th, again, all weather permitting. We are going to be doing a bridge replacement on Iowa 122, the eastbound lanes out by the movie theater. Okay. And that will be closed and detoured. That'll be S34 down to 19th Street and then Eisenhower back up to 122. And we were going to be starting a couple bridge deck replacements. They're between Britt and Duncan. The one is about a mile east of the four-way stop in Britt, and then the other one is about 2 miles east of that. That'll be temporary traffic lights. We're going to be doing that halfway the time, so we'll be able to let traffic still go through there, but it'll be controlled with temporary traffic lights. So
When does
those are
that
the ones that. What's that?
when does that one start? This week?
Hopefully towards the end of this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't start the end of this week, hopefully next week. But that's what we're looking at right now.
Huh? Not a whole lot going on, Pete.
Not yet, but give us time. Don't worry.
Yeah,
You remember that part we just talked about, how we don't want to start too early because of snow removal?
right.
There
Well,
you
then
go.
April 8th, we got that solar eclipse that everybody's talking about. I mean, are you going to be
That's
working
right.
that day? You going to work that day?
Yes, I'm going to work that day.
Okay. I mean, colleges are like letting out for the day. I don't know why.
Are they really?
Yeah. It's only going to last about 2 minutes to 4.5 minutes.
Well, the totality of it, I think. But I think that from the start to finish, I think it'll take quite a while.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll forget about it.
When it starts getting dark, you'll realize something's happening.
Right. Yeah. Go,
Hopefully.
more
I
rain
hope you
clouds.
realize it.
More rain clouds coming in. That's all I'll think about.
Yeah, our luck, it'll be cloudy and you won't be able to see it.
Right. So, well, good. That's we do the Iowa DOT update every Tuesday, brought to you by Mason City All Risk, your crop insurance specialist there, and Dave and the crew. Make sure we're getting to that time of the day or the year. Make sure you got all your insurance. Maybe you should have done that probably last year, but
that would be my guess.
yeah. But if you haven't, or you're looking for somebody new, talk to Dave and Mason City All Risk.
Get everything reviewed and updated.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how many brackets are you in, Pete?
I am in 3.
3.
Yes.
3 brackets. And how are they doing?
Not bad. I still have my national championship team alive, so that's always a good thing.
Exactly. I know. Me too. I'm like, so far, I'm like in first place, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that.
Unlike last year where I lost, I had Purdue as my national champion and I lost them in the first round. But guess what? I still won the pool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's because all my other picks were good or my competition wasn't very good. It was one of the two.
Yeah. Well, when you play against all the ladies in the office, do they know that those are the dangerous ones, the ones that have no idea about basketball.
You're exactly right. Yep. They don't pick with their heart. They don't pick with teams that have been there before. They just pick.
Right. I mean, you go down to it's going to be in Denver or whatever. It's going to be higher altitude, so they're going to be winded more. It's like, what? I just look at what seed they are and go, well, I don't know. This feels like an upset here.
Yeah. I try to go by trends, who's been playing well and who hasn't been, and you just kind of go with that. So we'll see. It's after this weekend, we'll know a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Well, my bracket's doing good. I've bet on FanDuel and DraftKings, and I got about $2 left in one account and about 7 in another.
Double up to catch up.
I haven't won a single bet that I put on any of those during this whole March Madness thing.
Well, that's not a good trend, Jay.
No, I know. That's why I kind of opted out for now. But
I don't blame you.
I tell you, the people that put money on Iowa last night, though, they're probably a little bit nervous there at the beginning of the game.
And at the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, as we were talking about before we came on live, this is the third year they've hosted the first 2 games at home. And 2 years ago, Creighton beat them at the very end.
Yeah.
Last year, they had to wait till the very end of the game to pull away from Georgia, I believe. And same thing happened last night. So hopefully we got that, all the pressure of being at home and your last game and everything, so they can head on out to Albany and hopefully take care of Colorado.
Yeah, we'll see. Sweet 16, right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
So hopefully we get to the Elite 8 and then the Final 4 and then the championship.
Yep, it's not going to be easy. We'll probably end up, if we beat Colorado, going to end up with LSU or UCLA, and they're both pretty good. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they look pretty good what I've seen here recently.
Yeah.
But other people have to score besides Caitlin, even though she's doing what she can to bring this team forward. But you can't do it without a supporting staff, and Last night there wasn't a whole lot. Gabby, she played awesome defense, but what's her name? Down low. Oh,
Stulky.
Stolke, yeah. She couldn't hang on the basketball, even make a layup.
No, but she came through big with some rebounds, and she also had some block shots, and she hit some big free throws, some really big free throws. And she's like a 60-some% free throw shooter. So for her to go up there with that confidence and hit those free throws, even though, like you said, she wasn't having the best game offensively, that's huge. That's really mental toughness, and that's what you need in a game like that, and that's what you need in the postseason.
It was a physical game. The refs let them play last night.
It was incredibly physical. I tell you what, you've got to give West Virginia credit. The defense they played and the quickness they had and the toughness they had, they were not backing down, and they they came in and really did themselves proud.
Yeah, they were. The one little point guard, I called her a little water bug because she's like everywhere.
Yeah, she was.
Water bugs here and there. Like,
Yup, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then she fouled out. Thank goodness.
Yep.
A couple of them fouled out at the end, but it was exciting. But we were yelling at the TV though, and Stokey was down there and just in the lane. We're going, get out of the lane, and not throwing the ball. And then we're saying, don't give her the ball because she was pummeling it. But like I said, she gets fouled. She makes some free throws, comes out good for the Hawkeyes. Yeah, but they need to all step it up in the next few games.
Yeah, Kate Martin had an off night shooting, and she doesn't get talked about enough. Is Sydney Falter? That girl plays so hard, and she had a huge drive last night in the fourth quarter when she brought the ball up the court, and they showed it in the replay. They showed it from behind, and she brought the ball across the court, and all of a sudden you just saw the left side of the lane just open up, and she just went for it and made the layup and got fouled and got to the free throw line. That was a huge, huge play in the game.
Yeah. Even though she didn't have a very good game, she still scored like 32 points, Caitlin Clark did.
Yeah, she finds a way.
Yeah. At the beginning, though, she was like cold, But like I said, it takes all the girls to win a championship. So
yeah, without a doubt. And like you said, they definitely need more scoring than they got last night from people like Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall and Stulke. And if a Falter can step in there, and I was surprised that Addie O'Grady didn't play much last night because she had a really good game on Saturday. So
yeah,
but I really believe that Coach Bluter knows a lot more than I do.
I know, right?
A lot more.
Big celebrities in the crowd. Kittle was there from the 49ers. He was there supporting it, wearing his wife's old jersey.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Looked a little small on him, but
yeah, I would imagine.
It works for Kittle.
Yes, it does. It's fitting.
Then the night before, too bad the Cyclones girls, I thought they were going to pull that off too, but going into overtime, and then I fell asleep, and then I go, oh no, I woke up and they lost.
I tell you what, that Iowa State women's team should be that was so impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're down 20 against Maryland, and they're, mainly, not everybody. I believe that Emily Ryan, I think, is a senior, but I'm not positive. They're so young.
Yeah.
And they never quit, and they came back and beat Maryland, and obviously Audie Crooks had 40 points.
Yeah.
And then to go into Stanford, who's one of the top teams in the country, who was one of the top players in the country, and do what they did, that is crazy impressive. They are going to have a lot of expectations next year, and they deserve every bit of them after what they did in the tournament.
Had a lot of people talking about that Addie Crooks about, because she came from Algona.
Right. Yeah.
And like a lot of Newman people were saying, yeah, I remember just last year she was pushing around the girls in Newman. Now she's down there pushing around the girls down to the college level.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I taught Audie Crooks in driver's ed.
You did?
Yeah, because I speak at driver's ed classes in Algona like twice a year. And I don't remember because she would have been like in 8th grade at that point, but I'm pretty sure that she was in one of the classes.
Can you remember? Is she one of the good drivers?
I don't go drive with them. I just give a presentation. That
Smart.
Driving is up to their teachers.
That's probably a job you don't want to have.
Yeah. Yep. I tell you what, to be honest with you, in this area, in the Midwest, not everybody, but so much of them grow up on farms, and are doing some type of driving, so they get a
Yeah.
little bit of experience, not
Yeah.
compared to like maybe Minneapolis or something where
You're right. Yeah,
well,
it's
you've driven your trike. Okay, here, and I'll try this car.
right. Yeah, there's a lot of illegal driving, Pete. Before we get our licenses, if you grew up on a farm.
Oh man, I think one of my favorite stories was I was in North Dakota at that time. I could get my full driver's license at age 14 if I had finished 8th grade.
Oh, really?
And yep, so I've had my driver's license since age 14, but I
Wow.
was out doing the driving test, and my dad was there, and he was talking to another dad who was there with his son, waiting to do the drive. And the guy asked my dad, "So how long has your son been driving?" My dad goes, "About 8 years." And the guy goes, "Oh, farmer, huh?"
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't drive much either. When in my driving little, like usually like three of us in there
Yep.
with the teacher, and then so I had to ride with girls, and oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna go on the interstate now, and I'm going, oh dear Lord.
Careful, Jay, you're gonna get in trouble.
I always seem to go down that road, don't I?
You do.
It's a little rocky.
You
But,
do.
but I thought, well, I didn't have to drive much. I drove like in town one time, and that was it.
Yeah.
And there was, and I didn't have to parallel park or nothing.
Oh, didn't you? I did
No.
parallel park. I do remember that.
Yeah, but the teacher knew I grew up on a farm, so
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
driving tractors
Exactly.
before I could. Farm kids that know this, driving tractors before I could even figure out how to push the clutch and the brake in at the same time. I had to hold on to the steering wheel and push down because I wasn't heavy enough to push the clutch in.
Jay, my dad one time, the field was only about a half mile from our farm. He had the tractor sitting out on the county road, and he put me in the pickup and put it in first gear, and I couldn't reach the pedals, and he ran and jumped in the tractor, drove the tractor to the field, so he was there before I was. I got to the field, he jumped in the pickup so he could, push in the clutch and stop it. So yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, yeah,
And talking about all this, you end it with, "Don't try this at home," right?
exactly. Coming from somebody's got a microphone that tells thousands of people, and the guy with the DOT. Hey, yeah, do not try this at home.
That was a different time.
Oh yeah, kids! If you only knew what it was like to grow up that way, you know.
Hey, before we get done, we gotta talk about the Iowa State men too. Holy cow.
Oh man,
I can guarantee you there is not one team that wants to play them right now.
oh man, they're on
They
fire.
That defense they play and the rebounding, and then they have the scoring that goes with it. Yeah, this that game with Illinois this weekend. Was that
Whew.
Thursday? I think it's Thursday. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a good one.
Yeah, yeah. What time do they play? They play like at 9:15 or something, don't they?
Yeah, it's a late one. I think it's 9. Yeah, it's 9:10, 9:15, something like that.
Yeah, I'll be tired
Yeah.
Friday morning.
Ditto.
You gotta watch. It's been exciting because Drake started out pretty good. I mean, they had a chance to move on a couple of different times.
Yep.
Iowa and Iowa State, like I said, the men's and the women's just seems like they're dominating so far. They have,
Yeah, it's
except
been
Iowa State
exciting.
really faltered, but yeah.
No, it's been exciting. It makes the crappy spring weather, and it was snowing and everything this weekend.
Right.
Didn't feel so bad about sitting in the house and watching basketball.
Yeah. and as we speak, there's some flurries that are starting to come down now. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we don't have any here yet, so
Yeah. Well, it'll
we're
reach
on
you.
we're on the south side of town.
Right.
It's warmer down here.
Yeah, right. Pete, have yourself a wonderful day or rest of the week. All right. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds great. You too, Jake.
That's the good stuff.